Wilson here. So glad to speak to you. You know, everybody talks about banjo is African, banjo is African. Let me tell you something, banjo is really American because, and it's African too, because when you go to Africa, there are no banjos. There are akonting, there are molo, there are ngonis, there's lots of lutes and harps, koras, harps, but there is no banjo. What it is, that when my ancestors got brought over here and all the other Black people's ancestors got brought over here, a lot of them were not able to maintain material culture, you know. And so what they had to do is they had to devise what they could with what they had here, right? And since they were thrown together, people from all these different places, any particular ethnic group's musical instrument was unable to be developed, especially in the United States, and maintained. So what they did is they invented this, or something more like this, or actually probably something a lot more like this, that would remind them of home. Now, this is an amazing thing. So this is a multi-ethnic instrument. It is a bit of Central Africa, a bit of West Africa, a bit of East Africa, a bit of Southern Africa, all came together in this instrument. So everybody who heard this could say, that sounds like home. But nobody could say, that's mine, it's not yours. And so this, as Laurent Dubois says in his book, this is America's African instrument. Because if you go to Africa, there are no Africans. There are Jola and Mandinka and Serer and Fulani and Bapende and Zulu and Xhosa, but there are no Africans. Africans are only things that are outside of the country. They don't have their national or ethnic affiliations intact. So that means all us, which are mixed all together, like the instrument, that's Africa, because it's Pan-African. It's not any one particular place. Now, one more magical thing about this instrument. So when this was developed, it was developed so that people, like I said, from all these different ethnic groups could have something that reminded them of home. We have the cool breeze. But it was not any particular ethnic group's instrument. So this is an instrument of memory, nostalgia. I call it the antenna to the ancestors, and that's why I started playing it in the first place. And so this instrument is evocative of heritage. And the amazing thing is, when this turned into the banjo that you know, that looked more like this one, it still maintains, even when it crossed the tracks, even when it went over to so-called white people, Euro-Americans, it still has the same feeling of hominess and nostalgic invocation. So the instrument still does what it was designed to do hundreds of years ago in the so-called New World, to be an instrument to call forth memories, to be an antenna to the ancestors. Oh, by the way, thanks everyone that's been donating to the GoFundMe for the Chords of Connection documentary. It's so exciting. In less than 2 weeks, we have 1/5 of our goal. I mean, we need money for transportation, for supplies, for salaries, for visas, for tickets, for things we have to do in country, going from place to place, staying there, and we have had all these blessed donations from people out there. Thank you so much, and keep them coming. Spread the word. We're 1/5 of the way there, and thanks so much. All right. You can go funding and look for Sule's documentary, or you could just write me, and I'll give you information. But thank you so much. This is such a blessing. You have a great day. Okay, bye bye.